Today would be for 13 days from February 9th, 2021. Tomorrow would be 14 days. So if you were doing some sort of derivative action using my attempt to go get a job, so I'm not the one that's actually having this reaction. I'm empathic. I'm resonating with somebody else. You're really disappointed. Uh-huh. Okay. So what's this mean? Did you do some sort of see, I don't believe that it's appropriate to engage these derivative actions, especially when there are so many levels and layers. But with what was going on as the currency in the last 2 days, especially, and with what you guys are working right now, I mean, it's kind of at that level, right? So what are we going to do? Are you concerned that these are the benchmarks? See, you are speculating, and this is the problem. The major problem is that because no one who purports themselves to be a legal professional, including a lawyer or a judge, that I have had any exposure to since I've been in Texas and even before I was in Texas, has done anything close to actually operate as a representative of the law, especially in the face of the egregious crimes that I've been subjected to. What I hear is somebody's got all these options that they're working as part of a finance scheme, and they don't like the way I put options together. That's not appropriate. February 9th would have been the day that I would have attempted to respond to what had been sent to me last year. Last year on February 9th, there were several emails that were sent to me, allegedly from the Northern District of Texas, U.S. District Court, and I submitted a motion on February 12th. I've been consistent with that. If I needed to get some substantiation or understanding of other manners in which to proceed, even if what I've heard in the last 36 hours is that you did not transfer the case, meaning you did not take it out of a civil court and transfer it to a criminal court, which was part of a motion. That motion is not the one that is being addressed right now. The motion that's being addressed right now has to do with an effort to recognize me pro hac vis for the proceeding within the specific court, which, by the way, should already have been removed or rather transferred to the Court of Appeals and should not be something that's allowed for brokering by people in the federal district court here in Dallas. If you're still doing that and you don't agree that whatever the derivative is should be put within the rubric or under the rubric of a criminal proceeding, somebody apparently does. And not only do they, but this is now the second thing that has happened in less than 72 hours where I've gotten confirmation that what I have been attempting to do in terms of having it considered for criminal prosecution as opposed to some form of speculation or brokering in connection with civil charges or within the civil court system is actually substantiated and is on course. So it's a matter of somebody obstructing my rights to due process and continuing to engage in completely unprofessional conduct and to engage in actions that actually impugn the credibility of the judicial branch of government, which could have serious constitutional implications, as well as continuing to give more credence to a claim that there are ulterior motives connected to this obstruction, which then unfortunately puts us into a situation where we're no longer just talking about a specific criminal proceeding connected to organized crime, but rather a manner in which a specific kind of organized crime syndicate has been allowed to operate within and as a vehicle for the promulgation of a communist organization. Now, if there's specifics of that you personally don't agree to, well, the question is, are you even appropriate for continuing to attempt to insert yourself in a process of obstructing this? Because I've already now, within the last 72 hours, gotten two confirmations that a process I'm engaged in regards to specifically regarding efforts to address matters related to evidence and how that evidence could be considered in a possibility of submission and documentation, as well as other considerations regarding timelines in a civil case, as is applicable for a criminal proceeding, i.e., specific processes that are administratively or procedurally required for a civil case are appropriate in a criminal proceeding as well. And now, with what I just put on the voicemail, if you don't like the way that these things ended up happening, then it may behoove you to get yourself, like I've been saying, if you find it out of your hands, then stop putting yourself in the way of it getting to where it needs to go.